Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another Marine ECM, this time working on a 5.0 Volvo Penta GXi-E. This is a 2004 MEFI 4 computer. This is sent to me by Peter from Florida. I'm gonna keep his information covered, so give me 1 second. As you can see, he has sent me a lot of information in here. Just gonna make it briefly. Yes, so if you want to read it, I will pause or I will tell you just to pause the video so you can read the whole thing. Like I said, this has a 2004 Volvo Penta ECM, and he's been having problems with the computer or with the boat that nobody can fix. He has sometimes the engine runs good, and sometimes it stay running for a long time, and then sometimes it just doesn't want to start. When it happens, it doesn't give a spark, and then it will most likely no start. He said that he tried to press one of the connectors on the or connectors on the computer, and then he got the computer to start. I checked the computer connectors in here or the connectors, and everything is clean. No, I don't see any problem, at least here, right? As you can see, I got the computer running at 4,000 RPMs, and I have zero trouble codes. Also, I want to add, let me just put some values so we can see that big, like, engine speed, total trouble codes. Let's start without malfunctions. This is the first time since I got the computer that is doing that, and I mean, this is the first time that I'm running it. Throttle position. I think that's pretty much what I want you to focus, and then you can see the rest in there as far as engine temperature and all the rest of the stuff is pretty much controlled by me here. I'm going to open the folder. I always save the history on every computer I get. Sorry. So, but we have, before I had 8 fault codes. So let me move this out of the way here because those always stay there for a reason. For some reason, it's just Diacom. So you can see in there, I have zero idle. I just connected the computer and was able to establish communication good. But these are the faults that he has in history. Coolant temperature sensor, voltage high, throttle position, voltage low, manifold pressure, voltage low. Yes, the system has an open circuit, crankshaft position signal, and cam signal fault, pump, fuel pump, right, low or open, EST fault, ESTA fault. This has only one EST. This is a 5.0, so this will have two bank of injectors. It's a 8 cylinder. So two bank of injectors and then one ignition ESC signal, which we have here. And as you can see, the fuel pump is running. I also have one of my multimeters connected here to the 5.0 reference, and all that is in there. I can see also the IAC position being moved when I change the RPMs. But yeah, all those faults were there. That's not the case here. So I was able to erase all the faults, and sometimes it has not come back. So I already saved for him and for my records the idle and the RPMs at 4,000. I deselect some of them. I mean, this computer comes with, like, I don't know, maybe 100 bits. So I selected the ones that I need to have in the screen for us. So just so you know, green channel is the EST, the yellow channel is the tachometer, and then the blue and the red are the injectors, bank 1 or bank A and bank B as Volvo names it. So I'm going to lower the RPMs, and you will see that in the pictures. I mean, on the pits, I'm going to come down to idle, which is around 750 RPMs, and I'm going to check, I got to change the TPS and the map values because obviously this is by hand. So I can do just one pit at a time or so. And the RPMs are the ones that's a little hard to do by hand. All right, so that's about right. We're gonna go down to around 6 or 8%. That's kind of like okay to the throttle. And then the map, which I don't have in there, but I want to put them around 12.6. We also select that one with the zoom glass so we can see that too, because that's an important or maybe I'll, no, I can have it too. So let me see manifold pressure, and we can put that one in here. The rest of the values behind there, they're not important. But you can see everything is working normal. I don't see nothing abnormal. I don't see double strikes on the injectors. And I mean, in here, this is where we are looking for problems that might prevent this computer from a start. I always select the injectors to see what the actual voltage and the pull down is, or they're being pulled to ground. And this one, the blue channel, is doing it perfectly. Let's put another cursor in here. I'm just doing approximately close to where they are, but we can see that they're 12.5, 12.5, and then almost to ground. So those two drivers are working perfectly. So I'm going to turn the computer off completely. So we're going to lose communication. So I'm going to turn everything off in here. You're going to see how it's going to be a pop out, and it's actually behind the screen. But yeah, we can see that I lost the communication. So I'm going to establish the ignition. Fuel pump comes on, and that's the prime, and it goes off. Now we're back in communication. So everything is right there. We can see the manifold pressure around 12.8. So I want that on 12.6. That's I always do that in idle. I always try to keep it very close to where I want it. So it's a control environment. All right. So I'm going to run it again, and it runs immediately. So we got injection, we got everything. And now we'll start without malfunctions. It still shows us one. I think for this, oh no, yes, refresh that. You see, it took a little longer now as a start without malfunctions too. So yeah, you see the problem so far is not in the computer. I've been running so far the computer, I would say maybe 20 minutes, and now this is starting since I turn it off, and this is 40, 50 seconds since I lost the communication. Hopefully you guys pick up that. And first I forgot to select that pit. But yeah, so everything is working good so far here, Peter. I'm going to try because this is intermittent, but lately, and this is, let me just read the last part. Since he pushed that, let me just see it. Then when I push on the wire plug on the ECM, as I press the plug harder into the ECM started. That was when it didn't want to start. Oops, sorry. After that day, it hasn't started again, and I have not pushed on the plug again because I don't want to do any damage. That was a couple of weeks ago. I really feel that the ECM is the problem. I have very good understanding of engines and electrical wiring, having many years of automotive and industrial repair experience. One thing I would like to add, and when it does not start and I check, there is no spark. If it does not start right away, then it will not start at all. Then times that it starts right away and runs without a miss. Either way, it's a crop shot. I I appreciate any help you can give me. Thank you. But yeah, so based on the faults that I see, I mean, crankshaft, camshaft, sensor voltage low, I think, and I will uh, have to say that this for me is sounding like a bad engine harness. And these engine harnesses are really hard to diagnose because it can be a loose pin, it can be corrosion. I mean, you will have to completely open up the entire harness in order to find something like this. And I understand because sometimes it's impossible to find the correct harness for your boat for the setup. But what I have encountered, and let me stop the video and I'm going to take you to eBay because I have found a seller that has most of these harnesses. They might not be for a 5.0 GXi-E specifically, but at least let's say you will need to add, let's say, the oil pressure sensor or change the position of the IX, change the position of something. So you just need to add, like a length of wire to make sure that that sensor or actuator reaches, but the rest are there. So let me take you there and I'll be right back. All right, guys, this is just an example, but I look for Doug Russell Marine. He has a very good reputation, 9.4, sorry, 99.4 positive feedback. This is a brand new harness. So this is for a Volvo Penta 4.3 GXi OSI motor engine wire harness. And I will say that this is a good start. Let's say if you have this engine harness, you might need to add a wire here or a wire there, but most of the stuff is here. So And I'm not saying that you need to buy the 4.3. You might be able to find 5.0. And let's say, I have another one in here. Let me just see. This is for a 5.0 GXi engine, but this is for an e-controls. And the reason I said this is for an e-controls is because, as you can see here, it has this type of connector. If we go back to the 4.3, right, we can zoom here. We have the engine connectors are here. So these are the same J1 and J2 as the MFE4 will use. It doesn't mean you cannot change the connectors. It doesn't mean that you cannot rewire, you cannot redo the harness. I mean, yeah, it is $1,000 and you're gonna have to work on it, but better than to start working with a bad harness that has absolutely everything bad. Most of the rest of this harness, as you can see, will have everything that you need. And again, this is just an example. I'm not telling you that you need to buy this one, but if you check and call Doug, he might tell you, you know what, I have exactly the harness you need. You don't need to cut this one and redo it. I can send you the harness that you need because he has multiple harness. And we can see here all the injector connectors and everything. There's a little bit of a difference probably on the sensors because this is for e-controls, but it is for a 5.0 and 5.7 GI or GXi motor. So again, this is a good example of where you can find this. Just look for eBay and look for him and then try to contact them. Contact the seller and see if you can get the harness that you're looking for your boat. As far as the computer, since we've been talking and I've been trying to share as much as information I can with all you that are watching this video and have both issues, and I know it's very hard to find good technicians and sometimes even to fix yourself the boat because of no information or problems in the harness. So far we have right now 7.6 minutes of engine running with no faults. So I'm going to turn the computer again. We lost communication, which is obviously expected. I'm going to turn it back on. Fuel pump is on. Let's take a look at the firewall reference. Firewall reference is there and is running again, not a problem. I deselected everything that I had as before. Let me put these so we can see. This will take a little time to refresh as we saw before. Now it says start with all malfunctions 3 times. So what is this telling me? It's telling me that the problems are not here. The problems are most likely in the boat. I will definitely try to keep going with the testing. If I find something that I need to bring to all your attention, I will. I will keep the computer running for probably an hour in different RPMs. I always like to, touch the computer, see if it's getting hot, press on the connectors, press on the computers. I have seen on this MEFI 4, but not this one, mostly on the MEFI 4B. I don't know why, but when they produced those, the gel wasn't either mixed correctly, because it's kind of like a two-part gel, and it didn't dry up on time when they were, flipping around the board, and some of the gel was pushed into one of the connectors, and that ended damaging the pins in the computer. I'll definitely going to open this computer. So let's just do that. Let's open this computer and see how it looks inside. So I'll be right back. All right, first I'm going to give you a look of this computer right here. Everything looks good. I do see a little bit of a corrosion that was getting under this side, but nothing close to the connections, the main connections, or that gel that I was on that is definitely most often seen on the 4Bs and not on the 4s. As you can see, everything looks nice and clean. No signs of any shorting or anything in the board. Then I want to show you here. So things that I always look for is these areas. These pads in here are the ground pads for this computer. This is a multi-layer computer and it has a ground pad, a voltage pad, 12 volts, it has 5 volts and so on, right? But I always look for these areas to have the colorations. It looks like almost like corrosion. It will look like almost like this black material. These are printed resistors, because this is a hybrid ceramic board, not a hybrid like a, hybrid vehicle. They call this hybrid because of the design. But as we can see, I don't see nothing. I know the reflection is not really helping too much. I don't see nothing abnormal, nothing that really stir my attention and tells me, okay, we have something going on in here. I don't see any of that. The coloration on the grounds. I'm very, very familiar with these computers. I'm an expert. If you have any problems, you are in the best hands to diagnose this. These are the injector drivers. So this is the injector's driver circuit. These are the main drivers. These are MOSFET, but again, these are crystal MOSFETs, and they have these two also drivers because of the way the system is designed, and then the pre-driver in here. All the circuitry you see here is part of the injector system. It has diodes for protection because they have to make this very robust because it's handling 4 injectors per bank, right? So it's not just a one injector driver for one injector. It's one injector driver or drivers per 4 injectors bank. But that is in good shape. So yes, I think that I'm going to stop the video here. I'm going to keep this computer running, see if I find something. But so far, nothing that states or tells me to consider the problem here. All right, guys, thank you so much for visiting the channel. I hope that this is at least educational. And if you have a problem in the boat, I have recommend many boat owners to get Rinda, and let me take you over there. I I have absolutely no connections whatsoever with that company, but I use it on daily basis, and it's a very good diagnostic software. And that is the software that I am using here. As you see, it says Diacon Marine, and that's the latest software 3.3. I have connected, this is like a PCB laptop base. I would recommend if you have a boat, you get a laptop. It runs on Windows 11, so not a problem. Windows 10, it goes from Windows 7 up to Windows 11. It works in all those platforms. And it comes with a cable that you will connect to the laptop via USB. And then it has all the connections for the boats. If you have just a mobile penta, then you can buy, sorry, the basic software laptop base. All right, this is the landing page. So Rinda Technologies, just look for rinda.com. I'm going to get close so you can see there, and you're going to select this. Don't go into anything else. Just go over to this one. As I said, it goes 7, 8, 10, and 11 windows, so not a problem. Detail product information. So, and then you click on, let's just do as I did here, view kit purchase. All right, if I can click on that. Let me see. Oh yeah, it is already there. So it's going to ask you for engine manufacturer. Let's say in this case, we're going to go to Volvo Penta. So we're going to select Volvo Penta all years. So we can just do like this. See Diacon Marine Kits. Don't go to TextMate. Just don't waste your money into that, sorry. Just select here, uh, submit. And this is going to take us to a specific one for maybe 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this is the connector that you're going to be using, the 94005. The kit would actually come with the 905 and the 906 for Merc Cruiser. So yes, this is correct. So we're going to click on yes, this is correct. And this is going to take us over to where you can purchase the software, or yeah, the software kit. So the following kits are compatible with the engines and manufacturer you have chosen. So all of this you can buy the complete master kit that will work into many other boats. If you just want the basic kit for Volvo, you can buy this one, the 94105, and this will come with a CD that you will need to install in your computer, and then you can do the update. After you open the software, let's say you bought this and you already put the CD into your computer, and this is the cable, the communication cable that will come, and then the connector specifically for Volvo and Mercruiser probably. I think that this is only for Volvo 9405. So yeah, this will come only with the Volvo. Now you open Rinda, Diacom software, and you're going to go over to help. So right here up in the tab, you will click on help, and then you go over to Diacom update page. This will exit the software and will open your browser, and it will take you over to the download. I don't need to download it because as you saw, I'm already in the version 343, which is the latest as 5/15/2024. And then you just download that. This is, you need to install the software on the CD first, and it tells you here the download available on this page updates an existing installation of the Diacom, and you cannot get that software anywhere else. You have to buy the software with the kit, otherwise you cannot install the software. And either way, you don't want to install the software if you don't have the cable. So buy one of these kits. If you get this, um, then you can help me help you, because as I said before, I have shown many other videos how to record test drive in your boat, record all the data, save it on a file, and then send it to me, and I can guide you do tests on the boat. But blindly replacing parts is going to be very expensive, because is it the part that is bad, is it the harness that is bad, or is it the computer that is bad? If you save the data and you send it to me, I can then help you. If you have the software also, which is very important, if you already have downloaded, you updated your Rinda software here, on these menus on the left hand, to connect to the computer is the second one, and you just select, you open the first ones first, and you're going to select the first one because you're working on Volvo only. These are the only manufacturers that are available with the master kit, which is the one I have. If you select Mercury or board and open another software, that you can go over to the next of the outboards, and then order Marine is come back to this first page, and it tells you what connectors you're going to need. All right, so this is the first one. We cancel here. You can do a record when you're having the computer connected and running. You can do a record, and then you can stop and name it as anywhere, as any name you want, and then you send me the file. If you don't know where it is, I can help you get it and send it to me. The next thing that I wanted to show is this Open Service Manual. So this kind of like a book right here. I'm right here, right? So you click open in there, and then you select Volvo Penta. You open in there. This is going to open all the manuals. So everything that you see here is for you to use. You have all those manuals in there. So you have the diagnostics manual, you got the repair information, you got everything in the palm of your hand with the same software. This just one of those manuals, Volvo Penta charges $100. So this is priceless. Realistically, you got so much information in here. So if you're working in a MFE4 like Peter is, then you select 50 GXi. You see, now we got the workshop EFI Diagnostics, and this will cover all those engines, the 4.3, 4.3, SOI, 50, and you can read all that. So you have to scroll down. Volvo is a little different on the way it shows the diagnostics, and I'm going to show you one good trick that I have learned. Let's see, wire diagrams, page, let's say for Heath boats, page 441. So if I want to go to a page, I open, this is a PDF folder, so a PDF file, so I'll click in here. Let me see, all right, sorry, click in here, and I go 441, right? Yeah, 441. And that takes me over to the diagram for his boat. This is where you can check what is exactly that you need to have as far as connections, and you can also check the 4.3. Let's see how big of a difference is. Let me see, the 4.3 GXi is 435. So let's go over to 435. So now we go to 435 and 441. So injectors, looks like yeah, this is only a 6 injector, so that's not going to work as far as the diagram is. I mean, the wiring, you see, because The 4.3 is only a B6. It's not going to be working as good. It looks like it has the same ESC system. The fuel pumps are the same. I don't see much sensors. It looks like, yes, we have, if you don't know what something is, let's say, right here, we got number 24. You can go over to the left side. It will tell you that 24 is the cam sensor. 21 is the crank sensor. So if we go to 441, right now, let's just go quickly here. We can see that, yes, we have 8 injectors, so you can run those extra wire. Realistically, you already got everything here that you need because remember, this is a batch firing computer. So you already got the power and you already got the ground. So all you need to add is 2 wires, an extra power and an extra ground, sorry, an extra, let's say ground because it's a control side, right? For per the other 2 pair of injectors because this is a batch fire. So all you need to do is here. It's not really an entire harness. So we got 23 and 21. That is the same. So I don't see the rest. Right here, the fuel pump, the distributor connections that look the same. So I will have, like I said, that this is too much of a homework to me for just doing a guess. But you see what I mean? If you're missing one of these sensors, let's say, 24 and 25, 24 exhaust temperature sensor and 20, yeah, those are temperature sensors for the exhaust manifolds. 12 is the NOx sensor. So we got 3 sensors in here. Let's go over to page 435 right here. So you see what I mean? So this computer does the 4.3. It does not have exhaust sensor. So those sensors that we were seeing here, they're not there. Well, they populate them. Like, and start to tear apart your harness, just run the wires from the connector on the computer and run the wires over to the sensor, and they just tape it around next to the harness, and you make it nice and neat. It's like I said, it's definitely possible, it's definitely doable, but it's less time consuming doing this than repairing an old harness that is never going to, it's going to be a never end problem. All right, the next thing that I want to show, let's go back to page 3. Let's say PFI operation, diagnostics 375. Okay, we're gonna go over to 375. This is the diagnostics part for the 4, 3, 50, and 57 on Volvo Penta. And this is what I want to show you the other thing you can do. Volvo Penta decided to create these diagrams separately for like the electronic ignition system so you understand what is part of the ignition system and does not confuse you with anything else. It's definitely the best way to work. But if we go back to Diacom software, let's open the manuals again, and then in this case we're going to use PressureCraft. We can use that, and let me just see. Yeah, you see, PressureCraft has MEFI 4s too, and believe it or not, same connections, same engines, 5.0, 5.7. The diagrams or maybe the harnesses might be a little different, but not much difference. It uses the same sensors. So let's go and scroll down. All right, so we're going to go over to diagnosis is in page 5.1. So these are in sections. It's a little different than before. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, no, let me just go ECM sensors, ignition system, diagnosis. I don't see diagrams in here. So let's go over to um, that's section 5. So you can click on the right side. That is going to let us see more or faster what section we are in. Section 1. Still shows us section 1. I don't think that's section 1. We're in section 5. So let's go back a little. Section 5. And this is the section that we want, and this is what I want you to see. So they have done diagnostics based on faults, which is very helpful. And it tells you a lot again on a wire diagram where you need to go. So what I would recommend you to do is just poke around in different manuals. I'm going to close all those tabs. Let's select I think in more. has it to an IMAR. Let me see, IMAR. Yeah, MFE 1 through 4. Let me see if I see diagrams. Okay, this is better. MFE 4, page 26. So I'll go over to page 26. All right, so this is um, again an IMAR, and this is nice because it gives us what is on each of the connectors on the computer. And I have done my homework, believe me, on all this. Looks like the diagrams are still reading almost the same. I like I like this a lot because you can see splices that you don't see on those color diagrams. So that you see you have a splice here, splice 116, and this is a ground splice for or before the fuel pump and before the relay. So you see what I mean? So just poke around all the manuals, all that information they use, do you see there? There is a lot of good information on how to check the firewall references, how to check your harness using a test light. There is a lot of good information in here. I wish they had MerCruiser because MerCruiser is probably one of the best for diagnostics that I have worked with, but they don't have it in Rinda. Let me just show you that. If I open here and I go into Mercury Marine, it just opens a page, but there is nothing in here. You see, Mercury manuals, and all you see is this page. It's a one page with nothing. Not sure why not, but it's just what it is. All right, guys, it's already 31-minute long video, but as you can see, I'm trying to share as much as information as possible. Um, Again, thank you so much for visiting the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.